Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back after a little break to episode 108, I believe, if I am correct on things, of the Download Queue, your new favorite place for all things gaming news, discussions, reviews, previews, whatever it is. And we have a special one this week for you. Kyle is back from San Francisco from the Mix / Kind of Funny game showcase. He went to the Nintendo store. He's got a little Charmander. He's got games to talk about, stories to share, and we'll get into that in a second. But first, Kyle, welcome back. I'm glad your trip was good. I'm glad you made it back okay. It's been a while.
We avoided drone strikes. California's crazy, my guy. It's just what a fucking time. Anyways, we gotta mention that little thing because that's the world we live in. It's crazy that we're still doing this, but everyone's still doing life. What are we doing? World's weird. Anyways, Charmander's here to make me feel better. And yeah, it was a great trip. Absolutely stunning. We took our 2.5-year-old up with us to San Francisco, our first vacation truly as like a family unit. And she did great. It was like a 6-hour car ride straight. So about 7.5 to 8. And dude, she rocked it, man. She rocked it. We watched movies. We played a lot. She really did not use the screen a lot, which blew my mind. Home was a little different, but yeah, just real quick, I had to shout that out because, man, driving somewhere is easy. Going on vacation's easy. Doing it with a kid for the first time, unknown. And it was awesome. It was awesome. So it made the whole trip great. You know, each day was rough, but I don't remember that as much. So that means it was really good. Yeah.
I want to say, in my area, I'm like, my mind, when you were like, I'm going up to LA for this, or San Francisco for this, I'm like, okay, so it's like an hour, maybe a 2-hour thing. Nah, much farther than I thought it was. I was like, oh, they're very close together.
No, people don't. Nah. No, people don't realize California is huge. It's fucking huge. Yeah, it's like 8-10 hour tip the top, right? Tip the state there.
Yeah.
For the state. Yeah. But yeah, it honestly was a very easy drive, LA to San Fran, going up the 5 and hopping over those and the Bay Bridge and all that good stuff. So really fun, great city, like really, really good time.
Glad it was good. Glad it was worth it. Glad to have you back. Sorry it took out of your marathon journey, but we will talk about that next week because that place is wild. We've been putting stuff on the Discord. Shit's going down over there. I don't understand it. A part of me, I'll be honest, every day I look at it on the store, I'm like,
FOMO?
Do I do it?
Do it.
I'm debating.
Do it.
I'm debating.
Hey, I think waiting until Cryo Archive, which is this week, or Saturday, so coming up as this is out, we'll know in the next 7 days what that's doing. That's the whole ARG going on right now. We are unlocking the 4th map. It's crazy. It's really crazy. So I got to do a video kind of recapping it all from like outside looking in, because I'm on the outside looking in. I'm not helping solve this. I'm just in the Discord like, yo, y'all are following arrows that you're getting code and hints from the trailers that they're releasing. And then, we finished that puzzle that released a new trailer with new clues. And then you play the game and you have to follow like they're following routes in the map. It's crazy. It's crazy. So there's a lot of people who are actually putting in good recaps and everything. So I gotta sit down and watch them and just marvel at it from an outsider casual player. Cause like that ain't casual what they're doing. Watched all 3 Shrek. I could have watched all 3 Shrek movies in the Discord. Don't tell anyone. Really cool time. So it's great. Yeah, marathon will be next week. Got to find some people to get on the pod because, man, it's good to have Bungie on the up and up again. That's all I'll say.
I love it. I'll keep watching from a distance for now. It gives me more time with Pocopia. Has been my marathon this week. It's good.
Dude, I have to avoid it. It's so good. It's so good. I tweeted out, or I put it somewhere. I don't tweet anymore. I'm off that. But Pocopia and Marathon they're my Barbieheimer. They're my Barbieheimer. Like they are just so different, but they are exactly what I need. It's just the yin and the yang. I love it.
Yep.
My Pokeathon is really good. Marathopia.
Oh, that sounds like a disease.
I'm in my that's better. Yeah,
I like that.
Dude. You love it when you have it, man. When you got the Marathopes.
My Marathopes acting up.
I'm itching to play.
God.
That's what it is.
That's what it
That's
is.
good.
That's what it is. As mentioned, though, Kyle was up at the Mix X Kind of Funny Game Showcase, stopped at Day of the Devs from Double Fine. We're ready to talk. But overall, Kyle, we got a little layout here. You put on a list of some things you talked about, things you've seen, things you want to bring up and showcase. Why are we putting Taco Bell on the list? What's so
It's part
special
of Day
about
of the
Taco Bell?
Devs.
Is it?
I'll tell you. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we want to start at Taco Bell. That
But we
works.
can start talking about. We can start chronological. What are we feeling?
go.
We can start
Well,
with you stalking Kind of Funny.
Hey, no, that was on accident and never on purpose.
It was an accident, and then I hit you with a follow-up joke that I didn't even get a laugh react to. That was so fucking golden. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I didn't respond to that. You're right. I saw it. I chuckled. I apologize. I think that was a not. I don't care.
I was at work. I'm like, oh, it's perfect.
It was. We're just like hinting at some unknown joke.
Yeah.
No, I think overall, I want to start at the Nintendo store. That was one of the when I got the email when talked to my wife and like, hey, we can go up there and like let's do it. Let's make it a vacation. I was like, okay, we're going to the Nintendo store, and we went. Such a great time. I have a video up on my channel that goes. I go through each of the stuff we bought, and then I have your order that's going to be shipped out. Oh, I should have done that today. My bad. Got to ship that out soon. Apologies. That'll get shipped out, and then you can look at it and you a surprise there. But the store overall, we got there right as it opened. We were one of the first batch of people that walked in, so they all clapped for us. That definitely overstimulated my daughter just a little bit, especially the heat that we were dealing with before we walked in. But it was fun. So we got kind of the fanfare of walking in, and it's not as big as you think. I think people saying like, you got to go check out the store. It's like so cool. It's more than a store. I mean, it's a store. I'm not going to like pretend it's not. There's definitely there's more charm to it. They have an area where you can play a Switch 2 downstairs, and people were playing Mario Kart and whatnot. Not like a huge line to play it. It just was something that was there that every now and then people played and whatnot. And an amiibo section that I didn't touch. So like, yeah, it's not like maybe when they do events, I can see it being a little more. I saw a video before we went of them. This person showed off the Pokopia Pokemon that they had right here. And they also, when they went, they made a flower out of like the tissue paper and such. So they do things occasionally. Nothing when we were there right when it opened. It's a store. It's really cool. If you're super down for Nintendo, you're gonna geek out. I mean, the whole section for Legend of Zelda, like just had a ton of stuff, like little knickknacks and whatnot. Pokemon had a big section, of course. Everyone was surrounding the Pokopia stuff because that was newer and Pokopia's all over the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's a store, you know? I think if my daughter, she was really overstimulated the whole time. So we were kind of like juggling her, and I was shopping. Once I started shopping for you, it was like, all right, head down, like, let's get his stuff. Cause we got to go now. She's done. She's 2.5, you know? But just really cool, really fun. I think I would have wished she would have been more like, wow, like look at this. And she was, and then was like, all right, cool. I want to walk around and do my thing. It's like, all right, can't touch all the glass stuff. Can't
Just
touch
a
the
bit
Pikmin
older.
vases over and over. Stop. Exactly. So it is what it is, but she fully knows Mario. She fully knows like Eevee. She loves Eevee. She's like, where's my Eevee? Where's my guys? And she grabs Eevee and Pikachu. He leaves out Charmander all the time because his tail's on fire and fire's hot, and it's adorable, but I feel so bad for this guy. That's why he's here. He's always left out, so he's my friend now. Oh, I love you. So sorry. She tosses you aside and goes, ow, and she goes, bye. And I'm like, it's not his fault. Fire's good. He is falling in love with the Nintendo shit. And like, it's so cool from this perspective as growing up with it, but like not in love with it, not invested in it, more like, yeah, I know Mario, I know Mario Kart, I know Pokemon, yeah. And now like he's like, oh, I love it. It's like, oh, this is cool. Really cool. So excited to see where this goes with her and her love of Nintendo. Hopefully it sticks. You know,
Is she in on like
she watches
Pokopia?
me. She loves watching it. I just got Ivysaur and she was like, whoa, wow. All right, you're being a little dramatic, but that's cute.
We don't fuck with Ivysaur.
It's right there, like the brain, the skill tree's unlocking the right stuff so she can start doing these things. She's leveling up. It's so cool. It just, yeah. Yeah, definitely worth going. You know, I was bummed you wanted a nice Pokemon shirt. They had nothing. All the size, they only had like mediums in those
Anti-fat people.
sizes, and they were just. Yeah, I mean, there were other sizes for other stuff, but all. I mean, you just get all the big people already got it. They
Yep.
already went in, swooped them up.
First, you guys.
You could say it's not anti-fat people. It's actually that's just who plays and buys the Pokemon shirts. All the smalls and mediums were there. But yeah, I got you a nice shirt. We'll see when you unload it and such. Yeah.
I wish. Thank you again for that. That's absolutely phenomenal that you did. San Francisco store. I wish they would have had or updated because they have the section. And I haven't been. I'm too poor. I'm in North Dakota. Like all the walkthrough videos I have, they have like that whole section of like design / customize your own Joy-Cons. I wish they had that for Switch too. That would be such a get right now with how limited they are. I mean, we just got our first secondary colors, but just having that in the store, or even like a San Francisco exclusive, would be massive. Such a draw. I get why it's not a thing yet, but
I would just say that is supply issue only right now. That it's like, why would you even mess with that? It has to be something you would want. But yeah, I would have probably came home with some. That would have been hard to turn away to be able to have. We only have one set of Joy-Cons, so get a second set, which is something we need eventually. But to have it customized, yeah, that would have 100% would have bought that. So hopefully down the line, that would have been a cool experience. Other than look at the Switch 2, which you have.
Which I mean, I believe it's 2. You can get like it's color combinations you can't get elsewhere, so it is kind of like a not exclusive, but like a unique thing that you can't just just go buy it online instead. Like at least for the Switch 1 Joy-Cons.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, good time, good little store. Yeah, packed. Yeah, I'm happy we got there right away and walked in as they opened and they clapped for us. And then there was a line out the door.
That's
and
so weird.
They were hustling, but they were packed. I can only imagine what it was on Mario Day. So we went on the 8th, the 7th. That was Saturday. But yeah, 10 days before that. I can only imagine just what that chaos would have been.
I wonder if they had exclusive. I mean, you would assume they had exclusive stuff, but I haven't seen anything posted.
Yeah, I think mostly they just put stuff up. If I'm being honest. Like I don't think they did anything. I think they just like, hey, it's Mario Day. Come take a picture with this banner we got at Staples.
Hey, Staples is in now. If your Staples is in on TikTok.
It is. You can get balloons. You can get balloons now. Oh, I'm not on TikTok anymore.
Oh God, no. Staples, their TikTok handle is Staples Baddie. And it's just goth coded millennial who works at Staples, like showcasing things at Staples, and they've been packed. Like people are going back to buy stuff. Yeah. It's the new hotness.
Whatever, man. It's all it takes. But yeah, that was the Nintendo store. So good time. Traveled around the city. Now let's talk about Taco Bell. Because it leads into Day of the Devs. So we went down to Pacifica. That's a city in the south of San Francisco. And in that, they have a Taco Bell cantina, which sits right on the beach. So you can go surf, walk up, rinse off, board on the sand, and walk into a Taco Bell. Really packed. Now it's a tourist place. I used to go every summer as part of our youth group, and like it was not packed. It didn't feel like a tourist trap. Now it does. So that's kind of a bummer. But it was really cool to go there, eat, sit on the beach, look at the Pacific Ocean. My daughter's first time there. She didn't want to touch the water. It was fine. But and eat a beefy 5-layer burrito. Just a really nice time. So if you like Taco Bell, hit that up. It's a great time. But that is where on the beach I saw Blessing post the Day of the Devs is happening. And I was like, what? What? No, he wasn't there. He posted at Day of the Devs.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what? No, that would be crazy, right? I was like, what? That's happening. That's a free thing. How did I not even think about it? And it was like, can we make it? Okay, we're 30 minutes away. That'd give me about like an hour if I get there, if we leave now, ish. And so that's why I went. So from eating a beefy 5-layer burrito on the beach in Pacifica, 25 minutes later, I was at Day of the Devs, which was just, I like that anecdote, you know?
Wait, which Day of the Devs,
Excuse me.
for people who don't, is like
Please, yeah.
another showcase, usually ran by Double Fine, partnered with a bunch of other people, do an online stream, revealing a bunch of stuff, in-person demo events, some stuff from there. Major Fortnite makes it there, but otherwise just another indie showcase in the time, which obviously around GDC, you're going to have multiple smaller events going around, people putting together to help showcase the smaller guys, the little guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Day of the Dead is a nonprofit organization, and they want to just highlight creativity, diversity, magic of video games, underrepresented talent, connect people with developers and stuff. Their programs, they are completely free, and that was their thing. So this was a completely free event in San Francisco that Sunday before the week of GDC. Unreleased games, people were playing Kiln, we'll talk about. Mixtape was there. I'm trying to remember off the top of my big games that I saw. But yeah, and it's free. And I know they do it around Summer Games Fest as well in LA. So if you ever hear of it, like it's a completely free thing, totally family friendly, loud. Just be aware of that. So kids, depending, may or may not want to be a part of that. And packed. It was busy. But this was from 3 8 p.m. So I would imagine you could probably go earlier and not be as, I was at the 8 o'clock hour where people started drinking. So. But yeah, so definitely something to look into. Really, really cool event. Happy I was able to slide in and get in, go to it. Really, really cool. Really, really cool. Yeah, Double Fine helps run it. At least Tim does. But didn't play a lot of games here. This was again, a last minute, like, oh, gotta run in. Let's just walk around, see some stuff. Right when I walked in, a huge line, a lot of people. I was like, what's going on? And there was the man, Tim Schafer, right there. I saw him and I said, well, that's really cool. And I walked the other way because he was swamped with people. I was like, that's cool, man. Maybe one day I'll talk to you. So that was like cool. Be like, wow, this is like an event. We're here. And so many people with GDC badges. This was a dev, just, man, they ain't kidding when they say like San Francisco really gets taken over. Like, it's just game developers everywhere. Yeah, that felt like it. It was really cool. Talked to so many people. But at Day of the Devs, I want to start and talk about this game called Cyber Lich and the Death Cult of Labor. We're just going to talk about games quickly. There's so many games. Check out their website. Check out Steam. They also have a page on Steam with all the games that were there. If you want to go wishlist them. But Cyber Lich. Why can't I say this correctly? Like I get stuck on that word. Cyber Lich. Cyber Lich. The Lich game. There we go. I was watching this game and I was like, man, the art style, pretty wild, pretty weird. And then when you start looking closer, you see some pretty wacky stuff. So it's a shooty game, very, I don't know, when I was watching it looked kind of Doom, not super hot. That one's not as fast. What's that game that's, it's like the game that's based on rhythm. It's like a rhythm-based Doom. Can't think of the name of it.
The like metal Hellsinger. Metal Hellsinger?
Thank you. That That was gonna bother me if I couldn't get it. There's like a flow and a bop to it, but you have to worry about your mental health and then your fortitude or your regular health. I forget the name of it. But by doing that, you just pop a joint and you smoke a joint.
Perfect.
So you rip it, you light it off your shoe, smoke it, and that you got to worry about your mental health, which I was like, hell yeah. At that point, the dev was like, I see you shaking to that. You're sick, right? And I was like, yeah, that's really funny. Then you have to eat a burger for other stuff. So really cool. The art style, a little chaotic, hard to tell at times, but I think once you got into it and once I was watching it more, I was like, okay, it grows on you and whatnot. Just a very fun game, very fun premise, and the whole idea, yeah, you're taking down a death cult of labor, and it's just very out there and stylized. So looks really cool. I don't think it has a date yet, but I think he was saying they want 2026, but we'll see.
It looks very like
quick one. I was like, hell yeah,
early 2000s Adult Swim coded.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it. It's very cool. Next up, I didn't play any games, except we'll talk about one at Day of the Devs. So want to say that. So this was all watching stuff. But the next one I want to talk about Over the Hill. We'll go a little quicker through these ones. And this one, I mean, you go on Steam and it says if you played Karen, you're gonna like this. And yeah, that's exactly what I thought of when I saw this game, Over the Hill. You explore the world in the golden age of off-roading, driving iconic vehicles through or from the 60s to 80s. And you can do that with yourself or with friends. But it just brought up Death Stranding vibes, Aaron vibes, just this solitary like adventure, but it is multiplayer. I didn't see that in the game. But with like in Karen, you have to like pay attention to how you're climbing, and there's some survival aspects in Karen, but it's not just drive and go, it's not just climb and go, and that's what Over the Hill is to me. It's like you had to pay attention to where you're driving, you have to track where you're going. The person I was watching played, they drove up and didn't see a rock and it tipped them over and they just rolled all the way down the hill. And I was like, oh, give me a car game like that with physics and everything like that. That's really cool. So coming off of this year playing Karen, I was like, if you're evoking that vibe just by me watching it, I'm in. And then seeing more and watching trailers once I got here, I was like, oh, there's a vibe to this and whatnot. And it's multiplayer. I think that's kind of cool to be able to drive around and do a little convoy and with your crew and just hang out. Like that could be really fun. And we'll see how that could attach to streaming, and see if any streamers attach to it with a crew. I don't know what the challenge is of this game, if they're trying to be more, if the co-op's going to be more party-ish. I don't know. It seems more of like chill and more hangout as opposed to like a peak, that's more friends slop and party, right? So we'll see with that. But yeah, just watching this, I was like, ooh, I like this game. Like, give me a meditative type adventure through beautiful scenery and just driving in a car. Hell yeah.
I'd say if you like that, another one I've been getting a lot, and I thought it was the same game at first. One I've been getting pushed a bunch is Outbound. Same thing, cross-country traveling in a vehicle, but has crafting. You can like decorate your vehicle, decorate the inside. Has slight survival things with crafting tied in. But I think that's just a single-player thing, but very much, like I said, I thought it was the same game at first. Like, very weird that two things like this are coming out around the same time. Or at least the same window.
Yeah, there's like this want for those type of chill games.
Vehicle resurgence.
Yeah. Speaking of vehicles, this last one, they weren't there fully. They had to bring a different type of setup because they couldn't get their food truck all the way up. This game is called Kitchen Cauldron, and it's an immersive game designed by a team within the Art Center's game design program. I'm reading from an article that was posted in 2023 about it. But it just was at a game design school, and the students wanted to combine a bunch of gamify interactive event stuff or themed interactivity events and stuff like that, and mix it all together with game and real life stuff. So they have this game called Kitchen Cauldron, and they built it in a literal food truck, which I'm going to try to get to because I want to go play this. But it's about where's my list? You join Wendy the Witch's kitchen crew to save her failing food truck. And you have to step into 3 roles: baristas, servers, or the chef. And you take and make orders throughout the various magical lands. It's all magical themed. But it starts with, and there's like physical things. So you get a screen in front of you, and you have to use a magic ball, and you have to like use it to move the cursor to the guests in front of you, and you have to read their mind. You're just selecting, reading what they want, and then you have to send it over through the magic ball over to your to the other people in the food truck, and that's your role, right? Taking orders and then giving them the food that they want as well. But the thing is used by a magic or like a ball. The magic 8 ball. What's the ball? The glass ball. What's that word called?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like an orb. A sphere. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about.
Just crystal ball?
But yeah, that's how you crystal ball. Yes, thank you. We couldn't think of crystal.
It's been a busy week.
But yeah, so yeah, you had this. That was the interface there, and you were like reading their mind, which I was like, that's awesome. And then they had the barista, the bartender, and there you had to make the drinks, make the things. So you had to select the right items people wanted. But then you picked up different, like, literal items that you were actually making drinks, right? So the one I saw was like a metal shaker, and you had to pick it up and shake the drink. And then the guy was like, "There's a little ball and then a button on the inside. So every time it hits, that's how we're tracking that you're doing that." He's like a little behind the scenes, so it's just tracking it. I love this motion that I'm doing. But you're doing that to make drinks. Once the drink's over, then you would send it back to them. And then there's a food station and you have to get the ingredients and press stuff. So just fully physically interactive, right? It's a mix between online gaming, right? Like sitting, just doing that. But they made it physical in the space. You actually have to use the things. And then in LA, trying to go to it, they did it in a food truck. It is in a literal truck they can drive around to events. So that is super cool. I think there's so much you can do with those ideas in gaming to make it both, right? Like physical events to go to, but you're still just sitting playing a game, right? But you have to work together as a team. Like the idea and concept there is super, super cool. Watching people play this thing they set up at Day of the Devs was really cool to watch them. People were just like, what? Like trying to figure out, and then it would click and you would just see them just kind of fall in love with it. So really, really cool thing. I don't know how widely accessible this is going to be. It's definitely like a fun little side thing. But just like events like this, you wouldn't know something like that existed without it. So really cool. I had to highlight it.
I was gonna say, did they talk about like wanting to make it like an actual, I mean, it would take obviously every aspect away from it, like in person, but like make it a digital thing to buy or experience, or is it just this kind of traveling in-person thing they're focusing on?
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. Didn't get to ask that question. So when I go on their website now, that says like there's no portal open right now to this zone. So we'll see if they ever get back to it, but I don't know. I hope they open it in LA again. I hope they bring it back in the truck, because I want to see that and support them in that way. Yeah, yet to be seen. A fun idea. That was cool to see that. It reminded me of at IGN Live, they had the how to pet your cat, and it was just a giant cat butt, and you just had to pet, and then you had to find the right spot, depending on how much it purred or whatnot, or how many hearts popped up. Then you're hitting the right spot on the butt. So it's fun to see developers and just people, to people just mess around and test stuff and have fun with things. So fun. That was Day of the Devs.
Some of Day of the Devs. Are we bringing up the one you got to play?
Whoa. No, we'll bring it up. So the last one, Kilns. They did have Kiln on display. Took me forever to find it. It was hidden by Tim Schafer and his crowd of onlookers, which is why I missed it at first. I ended up waiting about 45 minutes to play it.
Ooh.
Good 15 minutes in the room where people were playing it, and unfortunately had to leave because my lift arrived, because I didn't think I would take longer than an hour and a half from when I ordered it to when, I was leaving. Unfortunately, I think they were having severe issues network-wise. And then no one in that room was listening to the people running the demo. They were telling them to fire their pots, and they just weren't doing it. So unfortunately, I didn't get to play it, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. But it just is that. I did watch people design and make their stuff and watch one round of the stuff before I had to go. It's really cool, the pottery stuff, what they're doing. It's not the way they showed it off that very first time. I think it was the Dev Direct.
Yep.
It felt like you were going to be shoehorned into pretty specific, like, oh, this is X, Y, Z class based on if you're holding water, if you're doing attack damage, or like moving fat, like, like depending on what you are, it kind of shoehorns you. But there does seem to be a little more variety and creativity. Looks in it, not touching it, it really does look like you can really shape it how you want. Your pottery, and like depending on what you do, it'll judge how much water you can hold, right, and how sturdy you are. And like you can't make something super thin at the bottom and then super wide because you'll tip. You do have to consider the dimensions and everything. So like that looked cool and looked like that was going to feel good. And then it could be in the demo room. It could be lack of onboarding properly, but watching the teams do the one round I watched was laughable. It was just funny because they didn't know what they were doing. And I don't know if that's a knock against the game as much as the environment of what this crew specifically were playing in, because they were the ones not listening very well and whatnot.
Yeah.
Fun stuff there. But watching it, I was like, man, I'm bummed that I'm more bummed I didn't get to touch it because watching it was like, I want to see how this feels. I want to make the pottery and whatnot. So I think that is a testament to that, because when I first saw it, I was like, all right, we'll see. And now seeing it a little more, seeing multiple people do their own pots, fire it, decorate it. It was like, oh, there's something here. There's a fun little game here. And let's see how the multiplayer aspect, the combat, the water, the quench mode, how that actually works when you know what you're doing is yet to be seen on my side. So.
It might have shown it slipped my mind. The designing and stuff, like when you're going through and crafting what your pot looks like, is that in game or is that pre-round or is that in menus?
Free. So what it looked like is you are all in a lobby and then you have to design the pot, and you're on the spinning thing and you're just doing the pottery like in real life.
Yeah.
Designing how you want it to be. And then there's options to decorate. The people I was closest to didn't get to spend too much time on it. So I didn't see too many menus. It did look like there was a good amount of stuff to decorate, and you could really end up making your pottery look pretty unique. And that would explain, and also like, it's not that big a deal that everyone is either going to be X, Y, Z, either hold water or not hold water, right? Really, really simplifying the explanations on that. But if there's a lot of decorations for your pot, that's kind of cool, right? If it's leaning more into that. And it looked like there was a good number of it. But you build that, then you fire it just like in pottery, and then you load into a match and you're ready to go. This is where we got stuck. No one was firing their pots. They just kept redoing it. It was really, and then they couldn't connect. So
being held captive in your own game.
Yeah, not a knock on the game at all. They're in a new environment. They were there from 3 to 8. I was there at the end. I'll give them a pass.
This is literally why people do like behind closed doors demos or just have you watch, because you can't trust general population.
And this was behind closed doors. Technically, like you had to wait in line, and it was off in a booth or in its own room. It wasn't just walk by and look at it. That's why I missed it. So like, it did get its own space, but you also needed 8 people to be able to sit down and then load into the same match and play. So anyways, and this is all cement. This is like logistics. But yeah, I am very excited when it comes out and to actually play it. Got me like excited to actually do something with it. So looks cool. Looks charming as hell. Like,
Yeah, I hope. I'm assuming it's gotta be. They said spring, like it's coming soon. It should be around the corner, you would hope. And that again, Windows, Xbox Series XS, PS5, Game Pass, all the places when it does finally drop. Shout out to Double Fine, back-to-back games. Can't be mad.
Mm-hmm.
They may not be the biggest things in the world that blow up, but they're still able to put out their weird little style on things.
Hey. But if people played it, they really liked it. That's the thing. Like, you can't. You're getting into semantics. This is the bigger conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down for it. I want it to be good. I'm waiting patiently.
Yeah. It has to be good for what it is. And if you play it, you have to come away liking it, and we'll see. Anyways, that was Day of the Devs. So happy I saw it and was able to run in. Bummed I didn't, see it earlier in the day. I can like be more intentional and think, do stuff. But it was very like drop off and go, and it was like run around and do stuff. But anyway, good time. Like I said, if you are in the area for one, go. It's a free event. If you're a dev, submit your game, have your game shown off, do it. Cool event. But that's not why I went up there.
The main event. No, God. Main event, the mix cross kind of funny game string showcase. Obviously, earlier on that Monday morning, actually had the event showcase. Demos afterwards were held at the Kind of Funny Studios. You were able to watch from afar if you were not there in person, but we got selected as press to go to the event. Kyle got to mingle, got to talk, got to play games, got roasted on from new God of War game director. Excited to hear. You show up, you walk in, people bowing down. They're like, damn, Kyle's here. Finally got him to this event. Showcases me.
No one did that.
No, okay,
I would have
damn.
left.
Like, okay, I'm out.
I've been like, oh, this is weird.
No, how was it? Give me the walkthrough. We talked a little bit online already. Not a lot of press from what you said. Mostly developers, publishers, obviously the industry side of things.
Yeah. So it was a really cool event down in up in San Francisco from where it be. It hosted by The Mix. They've been doing this their third year with Kind of Funny. The Mix was like the indie mix for a long time. They've been doing stuff for a very, very long time. They've been doing Kind of Funny, this thing, for the last 3 years. And yeah, walking in, it was, let me tell you, throughout the night, very much imposter syndrome was just present. Standing in line, talking to someone before they let us all in. And it's like, oh, he worked on a Battlefield. and he's a producer on stuff and makes game music. And it's like, oh, sick, that's awesome. I do a podcast. And it was a lot of that, which was just fascinating. And that's EDC, the Game Developers Conference. They do it yearly in San Francisco. And it is a conference for game developers of all sizes. And it's like, I've been to conferences for industries, right? Like I went to a outdoor education conference, right? I get what that vibe, I get the intention of it. And I was like, that's when it hit me of like, oh shit, EDC, I understand what this is. I understand what this week is. Man, this is a big week for game developers. And here I am. I don't know. It was a fun night dealing with that feeling and talking to people and be like, oh yeah, Jesus, you worked on Overwatch. Oh, that's really cool. It's great stuff, my friend. Great stuff. Well, I'm gonna go play this game over here.
We just had 100 episodes of our podcast.
Yeah, but walking in, and because of GDC, I'm presuming it meant more game developers were in the area and shout out to The Mix. I don't think I've said it yet. Thank you for the invite. We both got one. You know, you weren't able to trek over from the Midwest to do it, but we both got one. That's really cool for us. Like, and it was an amazing opportunity and thing to go to. So thank you for that. But yeah, I mean, it was just very much a lot of developers, which was really cool, and it was a party. The Mix that night is a party. It is mostly a networking and party thing with game developers showing off, and it was awesome. Very cool event sponsored by Epic Games. Thanks for the free beers. Great time, great IPAs. So really cool showcase. If you're a small creator, don't overlook it. Don't doubt yourself. Just apply to things, especially if you're talking things positively. So, anyways, you got any questions to lead us through my rambling?
Yeah, I mean, it's still crazy to think that, like, the numbers, the back end side of things, that we were like able to be a part of this in some way, shape, or form, and like being able to have representation there. As you said, it was more party vibes in the evening. Was it, when we look at Day of the Devs, you find videos of these events, you see stuff from Summer Game Fest. Was it still similar kind of setup, just large rooms, demo kiosks, about couches to hang out, play? Was it still that kind of showcasey type event since it was more a casual vibe, or was it more organized of, hey, go here for this, go here for game XYZ?
Way more open, walk in, got the badge, just a sticker, official though. Couldn't get yours, I'm sorry, it's just a sticker.
I was hoping it would be an actual badge,
I'm sorry. I know, right? I know it's in my name, but whatever, I got it. Walk in, get that, and then it's just that specific art gallery. They were at the Terra. I think that's when it was, the Terra Art Gallery. Had two sides broken off, and there was just tables and on the edges of the room demos for games, and all of them. Most of them were not out yet. I think a couple like had just come out in the last couple months, but mostly unreleased stuff. A lot coming out in the next couple months, not a couple for this year slated and whatnot. All smaller stuff. This is again more indie game focused, which is really cool. It talked to a lot of the game developers in there. There was an upstairs, very similar, just a longer room with tables set up, and then games on every other each side, and a lot. There was like 60 games, I think, being shown. If I'm remembering what people said or what I heard and thinking through it, that's about right. There's definitely about that. Open bar, sponsored again. That was really cool. A DJ. It was a fun time. Very, very party vibes.
Yeah, when we were talking, I was like, I said we should have had business cards. Next time we're getting business cards, check out our podcast.
Yeah, I also should have taken like a photo or two. I just really didn't. I'm really bad at that, though, but we're learning.
First time.
It was getting our feet wet. Exactly. But yeah, so I think exactly what you would think of showing off games. It was that. It just is, technically invite only, and just who was there was more developers and whatnot. And like Steve Saylor was there, Khalif Adams, Paris, and a bunch of people from Kind of Funny. But even Janet Garcia, who's Pen the Pixels creator, I saw her and her fiance or husband, I forget. They were, recording content and such. Lisa Wallen, comedian, saw her. I was like, that's so cool. You're so funny. And I got real nervous. I was like, that's really funny that this is getting me like it. And that's random.
I don't belong here.
I was like, whoa, yeah. So, and then there's just a ton of people like I just didn't obviously recognize and know. And you alluded to it. We'll talk about a game that will transition. I think this is a good time. But I was playing, one of the last games I ended up playing was the new Avatar, The Last Airbender fighting game. Dude, I'm sad I picked that up for my counter pick. That's not good. That's not good.
It's a good game.
I'm worried that might lose me double digits. It's a good game. That feels good. I watched it at Day of the Devs and I was like, ooh, that animation is really good. And then I actually got hands on it, used the fighting stick for the first time, got my ass kicked. But I was like, but I learned as I was playing, and the guy was talking me through it, and he's like, yeah, you figured it out. You're getting combos. I'm like, this is fun. I'm having a lot of fun, and like using Zuko and like doing a counter guard, and I'm like, well, you half smile this way. He's like, yeah, do a half smile. And I'm like, I get it. I'm learning fighting games. That was really cool. But then like I stopped playing after I got my ass kicked twice. And then some guy was like, man, you done? You playing? I was like, I'm tired of getting beat. It sucks. He's like, whatever. I go outside. I'm waiting for my lift. It's like 20 minutes away. This guy walks out. He starts talking to me. He's like, man, you lost. You had to come out here. You got beat so bad. I was like, yeah, like, you know how it is. And we're chatting. This guy's the executive producer of the new Gardevoir Sons of Sparta, the new Backyard Baseball, all the games that just came out, and the new one coming out in summer. Just having and this was like minutes into our conversation. I was like, wait, you're Mad Cat Studio? Like, I know that name. He's like, you do? Yeah. I was like, holy shit. So, yeah, got the email. Don't worry about that. We'll see where that goes. But it also, my guy, NDA. I can't say things. It's great. Really cool. But that's like what was in the room. And I'm happy that happened at the end. And I was like, oh shit, man. That's crazy that there was executive producers here of big shit. Wow, that's cool. So again, an honor to be invited. Really cool. Want to talk about the games too, because that's why we were invited.
Yep.
And there's some really, really dope games coming out. But overall, fantastic event. Can't wait for the next one. Can't wait for you to eventually get to one, hopefully. And yeah, just keep doing these type of things, not just for the fun networking, because that's really cool. The fun events to get free shit, that's really cool. But yeah, there's some really cool games, and it's awesome to like be behind the scenes and then even have a developer be like, I might change the name. I think this sounds better. Like, I don't know. What do you think? It's like, sure, let me let you think if you should change the name of your game or not. Like, okay.
Damn,
so,
yeah.
Really, really cool. Just an awesome opportunity and like some really cool games in this thing.
Into the games. You sent over a bunch for links. I want to start with not the bigger ones. It wasn't indie games, but some of the bigger ones you came across from, some that we've reached out to, hopefully get some stuff working. I may have gotten a message back from the first one I want to talk about. Hopefully make something of it. And kind of one of the bigger highlights from the event overall, Find Your Words from Cappy Games, which
Nice.
is obviously, I think, a new title they showcased earlier in the day at the showcase that's coming out relatively soon. Something entirely different than what I'm used to from Cappy. Obviously, I've been around for a while. This it went to a wrong page here online.
I know, dude. I just saw that too. The link I put in was wrong. Sorry.
No, we're good. Everything's good.
I just like that we both encountered it at the same time.
Yeah, but Cappy Games.
I couldn't even stop it.
Cappy Games. Some people may know below. A bunch of Xbox showcases had a big build up. Super Time Force Ultra, most recently released Grindstone in 2022, and now are making Find Your Words, coming out sometime in the near future. We will see. I don't even know how to describe this. Summer camp adventure game. Very similar to Chance of Sonara from my experience of viewing on the side, where you were using clues, images, pictures for dialogue. No?
Sorry, I thought I was muted and I burped. I don't know if that picked it up. So I was like, oh shit, sorry. So if it did go through, I do apologize.
You're fine.
If it didn't, I'm sorry for just interrupting.
Very similar to Chance of Sonara, kind of puzzly adventure game following the story of a nonverbal child from a pickup at summer camp and the experiences that happen, finding your place, just coming of age story almost. Something you sent to me. I was like, send me some of the bigger ones that you came off of, and this was in your 3 you initially sent over. So
yeah, this one, if people don't know, I worked at a camp, summer camp, and year-round outdoor education camp for 10 years. Took about a decade, really, from little camp camp counselor in summer all the way to a program director, interim camp director of the place. So this summer camp is just like, I love it. I get it. The whole, not service is the right word, but the whole, what it provides for people and kids is just extraordinary. And I've seen it firsthand. And like, I've thought loosely game development wise, like, how do I make a game about camp? Because it's just, I see something there and I think it kind of can make itself known. And here's this game, a game about a summer camp, and the whole reason it started is really, really cool. So this was a part of a game jam inside Cappy. It was a part of their Cappy game jam. And I was talking to one of the developers. It's created by two dads. The guy who was there showing it off, I forget his name, but his kid used this AAC, the Augmentative and Alternative Communication Device. I don't think he uses it anymore. But then the other developer, his kid is still using it and actually goes up to a camp with this. So the camp that this game takes place in is based off of the camp that one kid goes to. So it's just like, that's really awesome. I think that is it reminds me of stuff like And Roger, and it's like, it's just people putting their own lived experiences into a game, and like, here's just what I lived, and you're like, whoa. And the ability to just have people experience something they may not know about is so important. So that's like, instantly I saw it, I was like, whoa, this is really cool. He started talking to me and I just fell in love with it. They also made a game called Grindstone from the studio, and I played a shit ton of that on Apple Arcade. So when I looked up what else they made, I was like, no way, that's random and crazy how sometimes games and companies circle back and find them again. But yeah, it just is the whole game is about you are a kid who is using that AAC device, that alternative, let me get it right again, augmentative and alternative communication thing, and you're choosing words, and that you're just learning how to communicate. You're doing puzzles that teaches you new words, and you're just learning about different people around the camp. It is not intended to be a super big game. I think he's like 2 to 4 hours, nothing crazy. But again, what it's doing and highlighting AAC devices and that whole experience is really, really important. It was made in, I started talking about it. It was made in the game jam. That's how they found each other, the two developers, and found that, oh my God, we have this shared experience here with AAC and our kids. And then they made it in a game jam. We'll get it done in 6 months. And a year later, here it is. So I can't wait to pick this up eventually when it comes out. I thought he said in January or April, end of April or in April it's coming out, but on Steam it's not announced yet. So maybe that's breaking. Maybe that isn't things.
The trailer online has April 2026 at the end. So
perfect.
Thank you, good.
Okay, so yeah, it's just not updated on this now. So very, very adorable game. Really, yeah, I can't wait to play through it all and just go through that. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And then the guy gave me all these stickers. I got all the stickers of all the characters. Look at Melvin. Melvin's in the box. But yeah, so super cool.
Not long to wait on Find Your Words. 1 month to go. Next one, I want to shoot over to another one of the three you sent me. Caught my eye. I'm intrigued. Not normally my type of game I would normally look at, but the post-Kumas investigation from Mother Gaia Studio. Bras Kumas is dead and he wants you to find out why. Explore a noir-drenched 1937 Rio de Janeiro in this time loop murder mystery. Relive the same day, manipulate characters, and uncover secrets in a game where death is the client and time is your only weapon. In the little thing, master the time loop. You have 1 day to solve the crime, learn the schedules of 14 unique characters, spot their contradictions, and manipulate their routines. Keep your knowledge when the day resets and stay 1 step ahead of the killer. 2D murder investigation death loop? Am I wrong?
That's what I was. Yeah, very death loopy with that. Yeah, the developers weren't there, so I was, but they had their publisher there, and they were kind of talking about it. And yeah, that death loopy vibe got into very also Disco Elysium-ish with the kind of vibe and the overall noir feeling there and such. But it's a game that's developed from a developer down in Brazil, which is one thing that I really love. Just there were so many games from Latin America or being shown off as part of what is it, Black Gamers? I feel like it's a full acronym. I'm not getting it right. But yeah, there's just a lot of curation things of games from different cultures that are just out there. It's like, whoa, that's like really, really cool. So yeah, this is from a studio down in Brazil. You get those Deathloop vibes and such. So I was like, this looks cool. And watching the person play it, it's a 2D side scrolling thing, but there was something more to it in there. And the story seemed pretty interesting. So
very, I mean, unique's a cop-out thing, but like a nice blend of that time travel setup from Deathloop and made popular by, I would say at this point now, but taking that with the 2D adventure point and click type of thing, like unique concept. I hope it's not as out of left field as old point and clicks were, because that was my thing with even talking about Double Fine. Like those games are very obtuse. Solutions to puzzles can be very obtuse, but the way they're talking about this one and how they want you to learn these recognition patterns, people's likes, preferences, like it seems like a more straightforward thing that the more time you put into it, the more natural progression you will have. So I'm excited. It is on my list. Yeah. I'm not one for PC game wish list things, but it is on there.
Yeah, it's got a couple of awards from Gamescom in Latin. There's stuff of best narrative and best game and such. A couple narrative stuff. So I think the story's there. That could be really cool. The art's hand drawn. 1930s, that's cool. And then I'm interested to see more of this thinking board and how you link the evidence coming off of Alan Wake 2 whenever I beat that. Just putting stuff on a case, doing a case and like putting it on a board and like tracking it. That was cool. Alan Wake definitely held your hand and guided you through it. So I wonder if this will be a little more you doing it or if it's similar, just hey, we're here to help. Oh, it starts, this on Steam says no hand holding. So we'll see what they do with that, but I'm intrigued. Yeah. Excited. It comes out March 31st this year. So right around the corner.
Yeah.
Like next
2
week.
weeks.
2 weeks, not 21st.
And a demo is available on Steam as well currently if it sparks your interest. I want to check it out beforehand.
Oop.
Kyle, throw me another one. I picked off two from your things you got to
Yeah.
see. What else
I
would
want
you
to
like
talk
to
about
showcase?
Colorbound. That's another one. Colorbound is another one that was highlighted as part of the Latin America Game Showcase, and then I forget what the specific part of branding they had a part of the mix. But either way, it's another one coming out of coming from out of America, out of the United States specifically. But in Colorbound, color is more than just a hue. I'm just going to read the Steam description. As Anku in a Mara boy with a unique gift, you'll harness the power of color to shape the environment itself, uncovering hidden paths to navigate challenging and complex puzzles. So, I mean, given the name Colorbound, it's all about using color. You're taking colors out of the palette and dropping them onto the scene, and that can make the whole the whole background white. So then the giant blocks that were white are no longer in your way because they are now the background, or you make them all blue and now they're all one shape. And that just, you add 2, 3, 4 different colors, different environments. It is a lot, and it's beautiful, and it's really cool. Was watching someone get stuck on like 3 levels, but then figure it out and just like, oh my gosh, boom, 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 got it, right? So it was really cool to see kind of the puzzle side of it, catch people, and then them get it through. The art style is really, really cool. There's something about it. It's like beautiful. And again, it's a game coming out of a country that is different again. And I'm just kind of falling in love with different type of games like that. I think it's their first game as well for the studio, Panpipe Studio.
Which, speaking of Panpipe Studio,
I think that's what he said, because I did talk to him. I talked to the developer. I think that's what he was saying too.
Speaking of them,
games are blurring together. I got to start writing. I got to bring a notebook.
As you pull up the Steam thing right now, if you're watching on video in the background, is actually a live stream from the developer on Steam as they're actively playing the game currently to a couple people. So this is live gameplay in the back from them on their Steam page. Did not know that was a thing.
Hey, we're talking about you. Hey,
you
think you can hear me? Hey. That's so funny. Yeah, they are. Yeah, really fun.
That's cool. At first, I was like, "Oh, you're just
a puzzle platformer."
It looked like something where I was like, "Oh, you're going to be able to kind of just abuse the one color," but looking at it more, like you have each level you have to go through, pick up the pigments that have a one-time use. It looks like you are limited. It's not just rapidly click through to solve a puzzle. Like you're actually planning out when you want to change this block to be a color, when you want to match the background. So a little more thought into it than what I initially saw.
Yeah, and that's what I think, alluding to. It's hard to describe puzzles that you watch someone do, but they were getting stuck and finding the solution or a solution. I'm not sure if it's always one or multiple solutions, but when they got to that, it was just like the light bulb click, and it was like, whoa, okay, that's creative. That's a creative solution. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Yeah, 2026 date. I don't think they released on Steam.
Yeah, I don't see anything on here so far. Publisher's got some stuff.
Colorbound. Yeah, Publisher's been around. They've done some.
Spray Paint Simulator, Botany Manor,
The Lake, Where the Bees Make Honey. Oh, I gotta play that game.
Perfect.
That's that publisher Whitethorn. That's not a bad curation of games they're publishing. So this should be. They have an eye for something.
You can kind of go off of, usually, like we talked about with Annapurna a lot. People are known for being publishers, not devs, for a reason. Able to pick out hidden gems to help push forward and do marketing for.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we got?
All right, let's talk. I want to talk about now Slot Machine Gun.
Oh yes, this was the other one of the 3 I believe you sent me over.
This one was cool. Yeah, these are the quick ones. I was like, wait, I wanted more. So this game, Slot Machine Gun, a roguelike deck builder shooter where you wield an ever-changing gun, Slot Machine Gun. Every reload spins up a fresh combo of guns and chaotic effects to create game-breaking systems. So it's a twin stick shooter. Think Hades. That's a very easy. description, right? But instead, every time you reload your weapon, you roll just like a slot machine, and the effects change. So when you start off, you just have the three, so you're reloading, you're getting the same effects. You get 3 slots on the gun. I guess technically, well, I think I only had 3. I think you can upgrade to more later. That's cool. I'm looking at like the trailer. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't have that. But once you level up, once you get an unlock, you choose something like lightning bullets, and then you choose which slot you want it to go to. So either your first, second, or third, and then you play. And then when you reload, eventually, randomly, you'll get the lightning bullets. You're gonna have just one of 2 choices there. I guess the odds. And then that clip would have lightning rounds. So once those start stacking upon each other, it gets real kind of crazy. Because I had lightning bullets, and then I had an effect that the bullets would leave an exploding goo, or leave a goo down or something. And it just ended up like crippling how much it spread all of a sudden together. So the way they bounce off of each other is really, really cool. There's a lot there. The developer was saying they're trying to get synergy between some of the different things. So like lightning bullets and water, a freezing one would have one effect, but then you'd still be able to have lightning and something else have different synergies and such. So they want things to mix around. It felt really good to play, very snappy. The dodge felt good. I felt like I was aware of what was going on screen. You know, when things get chaotic and you're needing to dodge projectiles and whatnot, you want to know what you're doing, and I felt like I was able to throughout the game. And the whole concept of choosing where you get an upgrade and you have to choose what slot to put it in, that became kind of fun, because I was like, oh, if I put it in here, then that might work good with lightning. It's like, oh, that, you know what, I don't need that with the lightning bullet, let me put it on the slot with lightning, because that's not going to do anything. So the build crafting that happened there was really cool. It's a really unique, interesting take on the roguelike. I mean, slot machines are random. Roguelike, that's the whole point. You're going in and change. There you go. Just, it seems like a concept that's like perfect, perfect to fit together. So really looking forward to this one. Like I said, it felt good to play, and that's what matters.
Looking at their Steam page here, no release date, obviously 2026. But on top of the different combinations for your rerolls, there are multiple characters that all have their own unique ability as well. 3 different biomes to explore, and it says bet your money and play different pachinko machines. I wonder if that's a way to unlock other things in game, costumes, skins, more abilities in game when you're playing. Yeah, it looks
I hope
cool.
It's pointless like real pachinko machines.
Ayo. Eat shit prices, right?
Pachinko.
Yeah,
this one was cool. It's a cool idea.
Indie game studio based in Switzerland, and that another one based off their Steam. It looks like their first game on Steam. So give them some love, shout them out, wish list sometime in 2026.
Yep. All right.
So any more rapid fire ones you want?
Yes, I'm trying to. I gotta put stuff out of the way. Oh no, not that.
Not that. You just moved everything.
Oh, all right. Let's do arcane eats and both, but we'll do arcane. A couple food themed ones, and this is another roguelite deck builder, but not in a casino. This game is called Arcane Eats, and talking to the developer, he was saying it's all when you cook. In a lot of cooking games, you follow the recipe exact, right? It's do this, do it right, and then get your recipe out, right? You can't mess it up much. But that's not cooking, right? When you cook stuff, it changes every time. And like, sure, it tastes close, you get it really, really close, but come on, it's different every time. It's like it's like a roguelike potentially. She's like, she'd spend time in her kitchen just making random stuff, and that's what you come up. And you just make what you have. And I was like, I've done that so much. You never would have thought an egg in a basket in a PB&J sandwich would be good. A grilled egg in a basket PB&J sandwich, right? Throwing it. No, dude, it's good. I don't know why. It works, man. Grilled cheese with peanut butter and an egg. Somehow it worked. I got weird. Cooking can be so just creative and random. And this game is all about that. So it's a roguelike deck builder. Think those games where you're trying to knock out people, do damage to them, progress through the round, but instead you're just trying to get their hunger met. They're just hungry. You got to get their hunger. And the whole idea is you're building a deck, and it's all around food ingredients. All the cards are food. And it's just from that idea of cooking can be a roguelite sometimes, and it's random. And I really, really love that whole concept there. So really, really cool. I'm not a big card game player, so it looks cool, it looks awesome in that regard, but definitely more the concept that got me like, oh, this is really cool. It might get me like more into this. So.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's the year for card games. Between this and Vampire Crawlers, I'm like, I'm down. I want to at least try, which that's another one. Does have a demo available on Steam as well.
Yeah. When I was watching it there, I was like, it kind of reminds me of Inscription a little bit. And they were like, yeah, there is some Inscription. And on Steam, it says it's similar. So like there is some breadth, there is some similarities to that to a degree. But yeah, just it's cool. I love the idea of cooking.
That is from Wonder Belly Games in Redmond, Washington.
So much. You wanted to? Oh, we didn't. The Avatar Last Airbender fighting game. I'm not a big fighting game person. We talked about it briefly. That might be really good. That might be real solid. It gets out this year. That's my one thing. It may not make it out this year, but people were really liking it. Who knew what they were doing? Were really liking playing it. I was like, shit. I picked it up for my counter pick. I don't want it to fail. I never want a game to fail, but I didn't think it was gonna come out this year or rate the highest. And now I fear it's the opposite. I fear it's coming out this year and it's gonna rate high.
It's one casual fighting game, but if you're interested in the Avatar fighting game, check out Maximilian's videos on YouTube. Has done a lot of testing on it, beta builds, alpha builds, and every time they've showcased that game, whether it be the art style, character animations, back end stuff like dashing and movement, like they've refined different aspects of it every time. So they're really building that around fan feedback more so than I would say a lot of developers. So check that out. Next time a trailer comes out, look into it more because they probably changed something that people have been asking for or said looked weird or didn't feel right. They really seem to be trying to push that to be the best it can be, which with how wild this year is for fighting games, some smaller fighting games at least, definitely is needed. 2XKO is out, the Invincible fighting game is out. See what happens with Street Fighter and Tekken DLC throughout the year, but they seem to be doing enough to set themselves apart.
Yeah, and the art style is real dope. Like it looks like the show's so cool. If they tie it right around with that new movie coming out too, where they're all adults, that could have people really wanting to play something. So we will see. I think two more for sure. I do want to talk about another roguelite. There's a lot of roguelites apparently. But this one, Below the Crown. Checking this one out. This one, explore the dungeons in Below the Crown in this love letter to roguelite dungeon crawlers and chess. So this is just chess, but in a roguelite and spells and different strategy stuff, and it just ups it more. And they also add new pieces to chess and whatnot. But you go through and you get like on a board, then you have to like complete that thing, defeat the thing, go to the other side, and then you go on to the next board. So each board's different as you go through the run, and you're doing damage, you're just moving pieces. Looked really smart, looked really fun. The art style, I think, I like the art style. It reminded me a little bit of Reigns, the card game such, but like amped up and in a little bit different, obviously, but there's some of that DNA there. But yeah, just seemed fun. And then something popped up. Oh yeah, it's on Steam too. It asks, indicate your current mood by placing a point in the graph. And the graph is on the bottom, low to high anxiety. And on the going up, it's low to high loneliness. So you have to see how lonely you are and how much anxiety you have. And it popped up and I thought it was like a developer question, like, how do you like it? And I was like, oh, that's not like, I was like, that's just the game. He's like, oh yeah, I just, it's a fun question, huh? And I was like, that's amazing. He's like, we just want to mess with you. He's like, that's the point. You're supposed to be confused. I was like, okay, man. Okay. So really cool. I mean, chess is chess. we'll say it's the greatest game, right? I think. So it's a knock on that and just adding a bunch of different elements together. So check it out. It looks really cool. It's in early access, so you can try it out right now if you want to. And they're planning to leave early access in April 2026.
Yeah, it's wild. I quickly went through all these before when you said them and stuff. It was one I was like, I don't know how I necessarily feel about it with the art style and stuff, but it's like seeing that in the trailer, like everything around it seems to be kind of like a not uncomfortable, but everything's slightly different, everything's slightly weird as you're playing through. So fun to see. I should ask,
and if
how
I'm remembering, I think we go for it.
I was gonna ask, how with each of these, was it like preset demos? Did you have set times for all these when you were checking them out, or how was that?
Each one kind of had a good either ending point, or you die, or you complete the demo. Nothing too long. I think the longest one I played, which is the last game we're going to talk about,
Perfect.
that was like the longest one and the one I had the most fun with. But other than that, yeah, they were pretty good demo time chunks and whatnot. Nothing too crazy. I never got told to walk away.
Get out of here.
Like, hey, we need you to go now.
You were saying?
But yeah, but I think the developer of Below the Crown, or I think the guy I was talking to, I was like, I like the art style. There's something interesting to it and unique. And I think he was like, I do it. So I think he was the one doing most of the art for that. So that was really cool. And then the animations between each board, they're like, oh yeah, the guy who like suggested that, like we figured it out one day. Like I'll let him know. I was like, that, yeah, let him know. Like I really like that. He's like, yeah, no, it's really cool to hear that. I was like, that's so cool. Like just to say, like, I really like that thing. Like, oh, I know the guy who suggested that and did that. I'll let him know that you like it. Wild. But anyways, Below the Crown. I think that'll take us to the last one. I want to talk about Goldtastrophe.
Which?
Because, oh, I want to be a seagull. Oh, hold on.
No, he's looking for something.
Look at it. Konami, can I get it where he's poop? Oh, don't poop on me, seagull. Don't poop on me. Oh, seagull, stop it. Ah. This game, that's from them. Look at that. Isn't that a cool sticker? Goldtastrophe is a game coming from Team Seagull. It is about being a seagull and pooping on people. You fly, dash, and poop. You have to kick them all out and take back your island. It is goofy, silly. You play a seagull who has an iron stomach. Think Kirby. You got to go around, eat food, eat stuff to then poop it on people. The food is your ammo. You eat a spicy pepper, you're pooping out something and it hits them, they're going to start burning. They're going to burn. You eat something heavy, you poop on them, it's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt them. Going through the tutorial, and I almost beat the first section, the first island's boss. It is just a joy to play. I was just having a blast, just discovering things over and over. I don't know if the developers were truly meaning this or they were hyping me up, but they're like, man, you're really good at this. Like, whoa, you're just like, it just makes sense to you. It's just clicking.
You're
like,
really
whoa,
good
you're
at
like
pooping.
figuring it out. I'm like, you're really good at this. I'm like, it just makes sense. Like once you figure out how to fly, and it didn't take long to figure out what you can do and how your movement works as a seagull. Like you can move around, you can haul, you can dodge. Like police are shooting you, they're throwing shit at you, and you got to get out of the way. And like it felt good. So like I walked away. This was the first game I touched, and I was like, oh my God, this game's amazing. Very, very, very into what they're doing. It's charming. It's fun. There's level ups as well. So at one point I got a level up for the bird, and then you have to aim your poop and then you shoot it. So when you aim, it's a sniper. So like all of a sudden you get the iron sights from like a sniper rifle, and you're like, it slows down time, and you're aiming, and the character faces too. So it's like the police I was aiming at, he was like, like he's like, I'm gonna get shot. It's just charming, goofy, fun. I just really love this game so much. Can't wait to see more of it. It just is coming soon. It's their first game, it looks like, from I guess I clicked Team Seagull. Let me make sure. Unsame. Yeah, Unsame has games I've never heard of. I don't know if you've heard of those games. So we'll see. It's very fun to play. Goofy, silly. Loved it.
I like how that's
Probably
the
my
one you spent
highlight.
the most time on.
Yeah, I just kept playing it and going through the levels. And I had to beat the big grandma, but she beat me at the end. This is their little card. It's time to cause a catastrophe.
Perfect.
They're like seagulls. It just is perfect. You know, you find UFOs, you fight all the cows, they make beef now. You have to kick the witches off the island. It's just, there's just a charm and a goofiness to it.
Just obvious things you should be doing.
Yeah. Just really fun.
Well,
I can't, like, I don't, when this shows up again, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to love it. I can't wait to play it. If it's at another event I go to, I will be so happy to play it again. This is one I love. Let me fly around and poop on things and unlock stuff.
What a concept. Either way, I'm glad you had a good time. I'm glad the event was worth it. Everything around it was good. Again, huge thank you to the Mix / whoever sent out invites for this and approving us to be there and help showcase off some cool games. And hopefully have some things to follow up on a few of them if things work out in the near future. Again, check out the Mix online for a list of games that were shown. Check out the showcase itself. And it was like, what, 2-3 hours, I think, from some shit for everything. And then demos afterwards was a couple hours. So quite a lot to check out. Wishlist, share it, share the demos, pre-download, play the
Real
demos. Oh, go ahead.
Definitely wishlist. If you're into something, and just toss them a wishlist. I was very surprised at the response developers gave me when I was like, oh yeah, I pull up my Steam and just wish list something so I didn't forget about it. They're like, oh my God, thank you. Like, so many of them were authentically almost, it felt like some were shocked and like really grateful. So you hear, we watch Kind of Funny. They harp on it a lot. That's how I like started to feel like, oh, this matters. And firsthand, I feel like wish lists really do matter to devs. It really does move a needle one way or the other. So if anything ever interests you, especially indie, shoot them a wish list. If you're on Steam, you can always wait for time. Once the game comes out, I sometimes unwish list it at that point if I'm like, I'm gonna get it later, or I just wait until a sale and it's nice to see, oh, that's on sale and I can pick it up. So it really does help apparently in a lot of ways. So do that if you can.
Yeah. Good to hear.
That's it.
Oh, that's good. Good thing to end on here as we wrap up episode 108 of the download queue. Again, Kyle, thank you so much. Going down, checking out games, being a part of this. We will be back next week for 109 for our marathon review episode. Giving it a few weeks. And we can talk Copia. I've been playing.
Let's do it. Let's make it a Marathopia review. Perfect. We got the Marathopes next week.
Perfect. Gives Marathon a couple weeks to go on with their weekly reset schedule. New map will be out by then. See kind of the overall running of that game is after a few weeks. So lined up good. Kyle, you got anything going on this week? Recoup week, resting week after the event in San Francisco. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing more marathon, keeping up. Like I said, I might I want to do a stream or just a video of what the breakdowns of this ARG event and marathon, and kind of see fully what people did to unlock stuff and what that fully is, and other people who may not know it, because it's crazy. It's crazy. People are getting secret messages from Durandal, Ben Starr. It's like, I love you. All the learnings of 10 plus years of Destiny, they're kind of finally like, let's do something else now. And it's like, wait, it's very Destiny coded, everybody. It's great. So a lot more marathon. Gonna get more content up throughout the week. Probably gonna break out some of our clips here, talk about some games, highlight them on socials and whatnot, because some of these are a lot of these games are really, really cool and they deserve more eyes. Gotta be doing that.
Good to
How
hear.
about you? What are you doing this week?
Copia and Warcraft. I'm still working my way through the World of Warcraft campaign for Midnight. Have some thoughts. I am cautiously excited to talk about it when I wrap everything up. I am 2 of the 4 zones down right now. And I fear a lot of my worries about housing being the main thing for this expansion are coming true. And that is coming out in spades. Especially where I'm at now. You have not seen, but there is each expansion. You do your professions. I'm doing enchanting. You disenchant something from that expansion, you expect to get a level in that expansion's enchanting thing, right? Nah. This, I disenchant something from here, it's giving me materials and experience for last expansion stuff. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Why are we doing that? Is this taken out? And then you go do a delve, which is like their single player dungeon. Text is all fucked up. You have a new companion, that's my tank. It's giving me experience for last season's companion. Like it was ripped out of the last expansion to throw in here. A lot of weird shit going on. I don't understand it. Blizzard, what are you doing? But that's another discussion for another time.
Just trying to get through.
They're doing something.
It's midnight and dawn rises again. They're waiting to dawn. They just gotta get through the night.
They gotta take a little bit more time next time, is what I think.
Yeah.
With that,
the night is long and full of terrors.
Next Saturday, same place, same time, twitch.tv/the download queue. Marathon Procopia. We'll be back. Drop us a like, follow, comment, share. Marathopia on the video if you're watching on YouTube after the fact. Also Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, Apple Music, all the places. Everything helps. Shorts following on TikTok afterwards as well. Be good to each other. Stay safe. Happy gaming. Till next time.